Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Sonoma Raceways. We're getting set for race number 16 of the first season of the NR2003 Diva Cup Series. Getting set to go racing from Sonoma Raceway here in Sonoma, California, or Infineon Raceway, or for you old schoolers that like to call it Sears Points Raceway here today. Time for the Dodge Save Mark 350, our only race of the weekend, so yeah. Brenda Eveling starts on the pole, her second pole of the year. Last time she started on pole was back at Dover, and she went coast to coast to the victory. She fell down the spot to 10th in the points after a bad result last week at Phoenix. Alongside of her, Lauren Grubius in the 29 machine. She moved up to 3 spots in the standings to 21st in points. Crystal Fontaine in row number 2. Comes in this race 37th in the points. She is the gal on the bubble as far as that is concerned. And Alicia Marquez is alongside of her. Marquez comes in this race 26th in the point standings. The points look like this. Becky Walters, the points leader by 152 points over Prudence Martindale. Courtney Lynn is 212 points back, third in the standings. Fourth in the standings, Gwen Tennyson, who is 229 points back. 240 back is Amber Whitecastle, who fell all the way down to 5th in the standings. Let's go ahead and get these cars rolling off. As I forgot to show you the rest of the starting grid. Whoopsie daisy. Whitecastle didn't have a good qualifying effort, so she's got her work cut out for her. Ginger Foutley moved up to 6th in the standings after a solid run. Ellen Benson is 7th in the standings. Peach Ramirez dropped 3 spots down to 8th in the standings. Monica Towns 9th, and Brenda Eveling, as I mentioned, completes the top 10. And apparently we are going to have to wave off the start because we had a car that stalled on the grid, which is not good. So we're going to make sure everybody rolls off the grid. And we'll go racing for 28 laps of racing. I was wondering why the field was not rolling off behind the pace car. Make sure nobody is having any mechanical problems and all that. So it looks like we're good. Getting ready for 28 laps of racing, and we've had some developing stories coming into today's Dodge Save Mark 350. First of which, it's been a difficult season for Chrissy House and for Kayla Brown. Both girls, due to their poor performances, unfortunately, will be out of the cars for the rest of the season as they will look to secure a Diva Busch Series ride. Julia Colbert making her debut. She is the 18-year-old from Vancouver, BC. She'll be driving the 16 car, replacing Chrissy House for the rest of the year. That team comes this race 40th and 41st in the points. We'll have to see where this is going to situate them as far as that is concerned. Replacing Kayla Brown, who'll be moving down to the Diva Busch Series, is Anastasia Adamson from Portland, Oregon. She will be making her Diva debut. Make sure I said her name right. Yep. So Anastasia Adamson making her debut. She's recently graduated, and she was told to come join the Diva series. So hooray for her. Since she's 18, she is going to be in this series. And then a driver that does not need no introductions, Carla Sinat, who has effectively left the 32 team or parted ways after the season ended, or after Phoenix, due to poor performances. And everybody's favorite darling, Tatiana Guerra, will be making her Diva Cup Series debut. This is her second race weekend. However, this time it's her first race weekend involving points. So we'll see how the three ladies will do. We'll see if Tatiana Guerra will do. Now that means Tatiana Guerra is in all 3 of the Diva divisions. I'm really curious how Make sure I know who's the 16. That was Colbert, Julia Colbert, and Anastasia Adamson. I'm really curious how those two girls are going to do because they've never been on this channel before, whereas Tatiana Guerra has. As well, this is not uncommon for the leaders to get backed up. Also, if you noticed, this track has the Winston Cup logos. That was part of the update. I still got to update the other tracks that still has the NASCAR Racing Cup logos, which I'll do that later on. Here we go. The Dodge Save Mark 350 is underway. Let's go racing, ladies. As they're coming up through 1 and 2. Second time we've seen Brenda Eveling running the Pepsi colors. This time she's running the Pepsi $1 billion colors on her Chevrolet out of Hendrick Motorsports, and Lauren Gribius running the Reese's colors. Yeah, Reese's colors on her Chevrolet. So it's drink versus candy bar, if you ask me. Down through the S's here. Lisa Simpson in the Kraft colors this week. Annie Winter still in the Skittles colors this week as we got cars off the track here. Crystal Fontaine going to lose a spot to Lisa Simpson. Lindsey Sutton, another one of those drivers who are down near the danger zone of possibly dropping. Lisa Simpson just dropped another wheel off into the dirt. Lindsey Sutton is going to be leaving this ride at the end of the season. As we get through lap number 1 safely, Brenda Eveling led the first lap of the race. Melissa Cooper, Scarlett Walsh, Josephine Bouvier are the 3 drivers in the danger zone. Of course, we can confirm Chrissy House, Kayla Brown will be moving down to the Diva Bush Series next season. Checking back here, and of course, Scarlett Wallace not having a good run either. She was one of the drivers in the danger zone. Melissa Cooper's another danger zone driver. She's dropping back. Amber Whitecastle running well in points back here at the rear of the field, getting up on the curb there. Anastasia Adamson, not surprising she's at the back of the field because, well, to be honest with you, Matilda Cobb ran off the course a little bit. But I was saying Anastasia Adamson just needs some experience since she's never raced a Diva car before, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Seeing a lot of drivers running at the rear of the field that come in this race running well in points, including the points leader, Becky Walters, running some new colors. She and Monica Towns running the Mountain Dew colors. The only catch is, as Brittany White just had a problem. I also see another car back there that had trouble. We'll get to that car in a second. But Becky Walters running the regular Mountain Dew colors. Monica Towns is running the pitch black colors, which will have the green numbers on the side of the car and on the roof, so you can definitely pick those 2 cars apart. And that was Jill Thomas who was in trouble. Oh, she's got a lot of damage on the Coca-Cola Chevrolet. This is a brand new paint scheme for the 20. Let's take a look at what happened. Also, I need to figure out what happened to Brittany White. Oh, we had another car in trouble. That's the 30. That's Steiner. That's Maria Steiner. Oh, boy. Let's see. Use a helicopter cam. And Steiner just got dumped by the 20 machine. Wow, a lot of damage to the American Online Chevrolet. That was kind of way too aggressive, if you ask me. And Steiner was 13th in the points. That's a gal who was running well in points. I need to figure out what happened to Brittany White because I saw her got spun out. She got nudged by Maddie Crenshaw. That's what happened there. Nice save by her. As there's the NASCAR Winston Cup Series logo I was talking about earlier. So looks like that was contact. No harm, no foul. I see Sydney Vortex got some damage to her Dodge. This is the other, this is the Mountain Dew car I was talking about. Is June Bailey's going really slow. Wonder if she, as I clicked on the wrong car there, I wonder if she got off the course just a little bit. Hannah Blue Jay just ran off the course. Elena Aurora is going to try to get around the Cobalt Tools low Chevrolet of Hannah Blue Jay. Oh, careful. Don't run into Courtney Lynn. Courtney Lynn had to give room to the Singular Wireless Chevrolet. Good run for Tatiana Guerra. Good run for Julia Colbert making her debut. Molly Thomas running the blue car as she just got up in the tire wall just a little bit coming out of turn 11. So did Ginger Fountley, as we're going to go back to the race leaders. Brenda Eveling leads. Look who just jumped to second. Lindsay Sutton in the 66 machine. We talked about Becky Walters, who came in this race as the points leader. She's running in 29th. The gal that's trying to run her down for the points lead, as we have confirmed, Maria Steiner has taken her car behind the wall. I noticed some skid marks. And I wonder if the 0-1 had something to do with it, because according to my ticker, yeah. 0-1, and I am being told another car was involved. That might have been Bouvier. And here we go. Let's see. Yeah, Bouvier and, collected Adamson. Well, Anastasia Addison just got a rude introduction to the Diva Cup Series through no fault of her own. And unfortunately, the 0-1 has some pretty significant damage, and now she has fallen the lap down. And since we're not going to have cautions for the entire race, that's going to really hurt the 0-1, as Bouvier is going to stay on the lead lap as a result. Jill Thomas was 14th in the points, by the way. That will be a big hit for her. Carmichael was 19th in the points. Excuse me there. I just belched a little bit. I apologize. I haven't had dinner yet, but I will eventually, but I'm not going to do it right this second. As I just had my yummy water. Lindsay Sutton in the 66. Comes this race 34th in the point standings. Carla Sinat was 35th in the standings. Yeah. I think Carla, we kind of know she was going to be leaving that ride anyway, so there you go. Crystal Fontaine, who comes into this race. I see another car on pit road. I think that might have been the 0 of Jillian Black. I'll have to confirm that in just a second. And Fontaine was, as I said, 37th. Of course, the good news for her teammate, 38th in the standings, that would be Bouvier. Oh, Mia Watts, Sydney Vortex involved. Who is that that's on pit road? That's Thompson. Apparently, we've had another incident that I didn't see. Let's see what happened to Thompson here. I'm going to probably just try to ignore the TV in the background. I'm watching the Pac-12 title game as of this recording. Ooh, Mary Morris ran off the course in the back in the Valvoline Pontiac. Well, what happened to... Oh, well, that's what happened to the 77. Brittany White got turned around. Oh, there's where the one car got a piece of it. First off, let's go piece by piece. Brittany White, let's see what happened to you, sweetheart. Whoops. Wheel hopped in. That's kind of uncommon. But who spun the 7 out? That's mine. Oh, she tried to get underneath Monica Towns. And just sent the 7, and that's what sent the 7 car around, and then nowhere for Mackenzie to go. So that's why she was on pit road for a reason. And it looks like June Bailey's going to be the next one. Oh, the 5 car, Gwen Tennyson, spun around. So we got a spinella, in the words of Sean. June Bailey had nowhere to go. Looks like the 8 car spun out. Maddie Crenshaw spun out. I wonder if there was oil on the track or something. But that doesn't explain why the 45 is smoking. Oh. Yeah, we're about to investigate why the 45 was smoking. Yeah, and of course, this was the previous... Oh. This must have been the previous lap. Yep, bam. That's probably why the 45 was smoking. Blew up on the front straightaway. And looks like we had a new leader. Lindsay Sutton just got around Brenda Evening while we were looking at replays. Annie Winters is out of the race with a gearbox. Jillian Black, Chloe Carmichael are lapped down. Sydney Vortex is out of the race. June Bailey's out of the race. And Mia Watts is out of the race. Tough break for June Bailey, who... Watts was 24th in points. June Bailey came in this race 36 in the points, so this could put her back in the danger zone of dropping to the Busch Series. Sydney Vortex came into this race 29th in points. This is not the run she wanted. And Annie Winters was 29th or 22nd in points, sorry. So a couple of drivers not having some good runs. Let's see where the 9 is running right now. Up to 19th place. Prudence Martindale's running in 8th. That's the gal who's trying to run down Becky Walters for the points lead. Courtney Lynn's running in 12th, so nice run for Courtney as we are going to complete 10 laps of this race of 28 that are scheduled. Brenda Eveling just ran the corner a little bit too wide. Boy, Lindsay Sutton really needed a good run after she's had some tough luck of late. Right now we're down to 35 drivers on the lead lap, 37 in the race. I'm not entirely sure what was wrong with Jillian Black, as Brenda Eveling and Lindsay Sutton ran off the course just a little bit. Matilda Cobb back there at the rear of the field. This is not the run she wanted. Jill Thomas was running well in points. Ellen Benson going to continue to free fall through the points tables. And, of course, I forgot to change paint schemes on the 97. I apologize about that. To be fair, I was trying to get this race recorded for you all, so forgive me. There's Gwen Tennyson. There's Chloe Carmichael. You know, and I think for Adamson, you know, for the 0-2, I think she's just trying to get some seat time. There's Jessie Art in the Swans car. She'll be running the Red Baron colors on her Dodge next week. Peach Ramirez, who blew up, finished last week, running in 22nd place. Lana Aurora, she is known to her good road course racing. Haven't talked much about Annie Crenshaw, running in 15th place. Nice run from her, trying to chase down Monica Towns. Julia Colbert, nice debut. Courtney Lynn on the curb, going to lose a spot to Brenda Eveling. Lauren Ekstrom, the road racing phenomenon, and there's Lauren Ekstrom trying to catch Martindale. Tatiana Guerra's having a good run. As Lindsay Sutton is under attack by Brenda Eveling. Those two have been our race leaders so far here today. Lindsey Sutton, Brenda Ely running a little bit wide back there in the back. Lindsey Sutton looking for her first win of the year. Brenda Eling's looking for her second. Good run for Crystal Fontaine. Alicia Marquez is in fourth. How about Tatiana Guerra? This car has not even had a top 5 this season. So Naguera's running in fifth. So I wonder if the driver change really did some wonders. Lisa Simpson second. I noticed Lauren Grubius has got some left side damage. Probably hit that tire wall in turn 11, but she's still in seventh. Ginger Fountley is in eighth. Ninth is Lauren Ekstrom, and 10th is Prudence Martindale. Oh, Sutton off the course. Way off the course. That's going to allow Brenda Eveling to possibly have a challenge for the lead. Oh, but she made a mistake too, so that didn't do her any bit of good. Of course, both Prudence Martindale and Courtney Lynn are ahead of Becky Walters up the road. So it looks like Becky Walters might still keep the points lead heading into next week's race, as we're heading to the road to the road course, to the super speedway of we're gonna head to the super speedway of Ricky next week. Courtney's sister Abigail getting ready to try to see if she can keep her momentum going. And of course, you will see her as well as the other 41 drivers. And of course, Tatiana will see her 41 other competitors in the Diva Bush Series next week at Ricky. Excuse me. As we're approaching the halfway point of today's race. Very good run for Lindsey Sutton, who is leaving this ride at the end of the year. Lindsey would like to have a good season before she's off to the TMS Hooray next season. That's where she's going to be full time. We hope to see her in the TMS Hooray Diva Series next year, which no doubt she's going to take that offer. Of course, her sister Rachel will be in the Diva Truck Series next season. Team to be announced for her. They're about to lap Mackenzie Thompson, the 77, as well as Josephine Bouvier in the 99, who made a pit stop but managed to stay on the lead lap in front of the leaders, Lindsey Sutton and Brenda Eveling. Brenda Eveling is the highest of the Hendrick cars. Good run for Crystal Fontaine. Tatiana Naguera is having a good run in fourth. So Frank's decision of moving Naguera up to the Cup Series has paid off wonders. Nothing has changed. Lauren Ekstrom is now about to take eighth from Lauren Grubias, and she will do so. Move Grubias back to 9th, Ekstrom to 8th, Martindale's in 10th, Hannah Blue Jays 11th, Courtney Lynn 12th, Julia Colbert having a very good run in 13th, Monica Townsend 14th, and Elena Aurora completes your top 15. She just got around Annie Crenshaw. Hannah Blue Jay just ran off the course in the back. As the 77 has been given the, quote, blue flags from the marshals. Check up on Becky Walters. She's still in the 18th position, so she's probably going to lose a lot of points to both Martindale and Courtney Lynn. Jill Thomas came into this race. Ginger Fowley, by the way, was running well in points, so she's having a good run here today. Or Jill Thomas was 14th in the points. Came this race running well in points, so she's going to definitely take a hit in the standings. So looks like Sonoma has played its part in shaking up the points heading into next week's race at Ricky Raceway. It's like Mackenzie Thompson just trying to let Lindsay Sutton go, because remember, Lindsay doesn't have any damage. The 77 does. We'll be at 10 laps of racing to go here at Sonoma. Our only race here this weekend. As I said, next week we're heading to the Ricky Raceway as Mackenzie Thompson ran off the course just a little bit. I do not know what's going to happen to the owner points of the... Sorry about the game lagging a little bit. Not sure what's going to happen to the owner points of the 16, the 32, and the 02 as far as that's concerned, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens. As we're coming to 10 laps of racing to go. Brenda Eveling doesn't need to push it because she's running in second place, and if she can stay there in second place, she could keep herself inside the top 10 of the points leaving today. Becky Walters is up to 17th right now, so Maddie Crenshaw down to 30th. We're down to 34 cars on the lead lap, and like I said, I've noticed a number of drivers running well in points. Annie Crenshaw, who's running in 16th, this could get her inside the top 10 in the points because a lot of drivers ahead of her in points. Like, let's see, where is the 27 as a matter of fact? 22nd. Ugh, not good. Ellen Benson back in 31st, still on the lead lap. Amber Whitecastle, 28th. Not the run she wanted, as Bouvier trying to be a gracious back marker to Lindsay Sutton. Gwen Tennyson in 26th, so a lot of gals that Annie Crenshaw is behind in the point standings. Well, Bouvier just ran herself in the wall. That's one way to move out of the leader's way there, Bouvier. Brittany White just made a pit stop. As Brittany White's not going to get in the way of Brenda Eveling. So that's going to be more lap cars Brenda Eveling's got to congest. But like I said before, she doesn't have to worry about that because she just needs to just stay focused on the job in hand. Courtney's up to 11th. But definitely, I can tell you this, Sonoma has really shaken up the points after today's race. So we could be in a bit of a point shakeup heading into next week at Ricky Raceway. Lindsey Sutton, who is really going to be missed by a lot of these girls in the paddock. And, it's sad to see Lindsey go, but I have a good feeling Lindsey's going to be successful in this industry. Brittany White going by the leader here. Brittany White came into the pits, a couple of laps ago, and she's like on fresher tires, if you ask me. So that will give us 32 drivers on the lead lap. Next driver that will go a lap down, besides Brittany White, will be the 8 of Matilda Cobb, who nearly ran into Chloe Carmichael, but Carmichael's like a lap down. I also noticed Jillian Black's roof is crunched up on the Net Zero Chevrolet. That's probably why she's off the pace. And looks like they're about to get ready to catch the Zero fairly soon. Lindsey Sutton has been leading most of the race. Brenda Eveling currently in second, and goodness gracious, Tatiana Guerra is already up to third. Good night. That's the 32's better run of the year, believe it or not. I bet you Team Frank is probably impressed with Tatiana Guerra today for PBI Racing. Hopefully, if Tatiana Guerra comes out of here with a very good result, as we're down to 4 laps to go here in today's race. If Tatiana Guerra can come out of here with a very good result, this could definitely be some big confidence booster going into next week at Ricky Raceway, a track that she's going to need a lot of laps to help her get through that race. Be 3 laps to go for Lindsey Sutton. Lindsey Sutton, who has been under the radar so far this season, looking for what would be her first win of the year. I don't know why I got a message on Discord. I'll look at that in just a second. There's Jillian Black. Yeah, you can see the roof is all bented up on the Net Zero machine, and looks like she's not going to fight Lindsey Sutton that hard. She's going to just move out of the way. So Jillian Black came into this race, as I'm going to look at the points here. She was 30th in the points, so this is not going to be a good points finish for her. As we're down to 2 laps of racing to go here at Sonoma. Courtney Lynn down to 13th place, so not the run she was hoping for. Becky Walters is up to 16th, trying to do some damage limitation. And Lauren Ekstrom, we're being told, is 2 laps down. She was inside the top 10 not that long ago. So apparently she had something go wrong. That's a tough break for Ekstrom. She was running inside the top 10 for a good part of this race, so something happened to her. As we're about to take the white flag, Lindsey Sutton trying to get her first career win. She has never won on this channel before. She went winless in the Monster Energy Series in her career. This will be her first ever win in NR2003 competition. And that would be a big win for this team because it has not been exactly the perfect season for Lindsey Sutton. And of course, a gal who only has 1 top 5 this year, came this race 34th in the points. She came in this race, I'm looking at the total here, came into this race. She was 70 points above the cut line coming into this race. So this will definitely get her away from that cut line as far as dropping down to the Diva Bush Series is concerned. And she runs off the course just a little bit. As I just dropped my phone. Good thing I have a case for it. Didn't crack the screen. Good thing I got a case for it, so. But anyway, Lindsey Sutton is finally going to end the losing drought. First win of her career. Lindsey Sutton wins the Dodge Save Mark 350 here today at Sonoma. Well-needed run from her. That's definitely a gal who will be very pleased with that result. Standings are not yet official. Brenda Eveling will get second. Tatiana Guerra got third, so the driver change of Carlos Not to Tatiana Guerra was the right move, so good job to her. Crystal Fontaine, Alicia Marquez, 4th and 5th. Well-needed run for Fontaine. That will get her away from that 38th position danger zone. Ginger Fatley, Lauren Grubias, Prudence Martindale gained a bunch of points on Becky Walters, who finished down there in 16th, with Martindale 8th. Lindsey Sutton and Hannah Blue Jay complete the top 10. Monica Towns, Elena Aurora, Courtney Lynn, Julia Colbert in her debut, 14th. Great run from her. Annie Crenshaw complete the top 15. Then it was Walters, Morris, Carter, Reynolds, and Art complete the top 20. Anastasia Adamson came home in 23rd. Well, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt since it was her first ever Diva race. As you look on down to the remainder of the finishing results, a lot of drivers are going to take some hits. Lauren Ekstrom was running inside the top 10 before her problem. She fell all the way down to 37, 2 laps down, as we had 32 cars finish on the lead lap, 37 in the race. And then 5 drivers didn't see the checkered flag. They were Annie Winters, Sydney Vortex, June Bailey, Mia Watts, and Maria Steiner. So Sonoma played its part in shaking up the points, and we're going to have a point shakeup heading into next week's race at Ricky Raceway. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCS Race crew today. We showed your full finisher results. You will see your point standings down in the description going into next week's race at Ricky Raceway. As you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Race TV, the best in our racing since 2017, I'm Daniel Voiles. Goodbye from Sonoma.